Oh, hello. Hello, everyone. This is Jack, your host extraordinaire for the Amazing Skill Modelers Hangouts. This is the Sunday Hangout. And I wasn't here yesterday. I'm hearing feedback. Why am I hearing feedback? All this new technology. No, I guess not. It's not me. All right. Very good. I just want to say Liam did a phenomenal job yesterday. I watched the videos just today. And you guys got into a very interesting discussion about cockpits and canopies and all that sort of thing with airplane jet builds, model kits. I would encourage anyone watching now to certainly, take a look at the Across the Pond just yesterday. That would have been February 16th edition. Also, I am working up the funds to reissue the shop cards. As such, that's the old one. That's my old one with Scooby on it. And the newer one is with the planet. What's going to be different is going to be those logos there. I think I showed a proof of it. Boy, everything is so nice and at hand. This is the proof. This is just a piece of paper, and there it is, MeWe and Facebook. And I'm also going to do a special edition, one that Tony McCash did originally when we first became Amazing Scale Modelers from Amazing Plastic. So that's going to be an interesting little addition. So, like I said, the reason I wasn't here to work some overtime so I can pay for it and get those out to everyone who wants them. And if you want them, just email me at scratchandjackmodels@gmail.com. That's scratchandjackmodels@gmail.com. And when I get them printed, I will get them out to you. The usual people who have gotten them in the past, particularly the one with the world and the eclipse half and half, I have you already. I just send it to you guys automatically as soon as I get them together. Also, what else is going on? Anybody? I don't know if there's anything else going on in our community. I am working to get Ralph Tenaglia from Tenna Controls on. Ralph, if you're watching, I've been neglectful in getting contacting you back and setting a date. I would like to have you on and talk about your electronics and all the things that you are thinking of having done in the future and how things are going in that aspect of our hobby. Other than that, the Google Plus community is going to be shut down by yours truly on the 28th of February. If you are on the Google Plus community, do look for the instructions to go to MeWe.com. It's very similar. Some other eccentricities a little different from Facebook, but the biggest difference is that your privacy, your identity is pretty well preserved. There's no advertising on that platform. So if you like that aspect of Google Plus, you'll have that same over at MeWe. And if not, just go to Facebook and join us there, because as of the 28th, next Hangouts are going to be in March, March 2nd to be as a matter of fact. So that'll be 2 days after the Google Plus community shuts down. And so we're just going to flip the nice royal bird to Google and just move on. So, anyway, I've done some things here. Aside from the past couple of weeks, I've been working on something, but I'll get to that momentarily. And before I get, telling you all about that, I want to say hello to Randall. I haven't seen Randall for maybe a couple of weeks since we last saw each other. Hi, George, and hi, Bob. Hi, Phil. Carla, hello. Heath, all you can be on, So why don't you join us? How you doing there, Randall?
Join us.
Come to me.
We will not bite.
Unless you want us to. So how are you doing there, Randall?
Oh, not too bad, Jack.
Are you in repetitive hell right now with the Discovery?
Not so much. I kind of like set the pods aside. I haven't painted, or sorry, not pods. What do you cargo modules, whatever. Set them aside. I haven't even got around to painting them yet. I've just got as far as building them, but I'll be getting there. But I've been in the process of painting the various other parts of the ship. There was a kind of very plain parts, very very little detail on them on the on this. So I just cut up little bits of masking tape and sprayed different colors. It's a wee bit too contrasty there for my liking, so I might just go over to a very light spray of the base color or the main color again. I'm definitely going to have to do that with the command module here because the dark grays are just a bit too contrasty, for my liking. So hopefully a light spray of the main white color will tone it down a bit. Somebody pointed out yesterday, this makes for a very weird alien emoji. That might actually be a good profile pic. What do you think, huh?
It reminds me of that character from Nightmare Before Christmas, the Jack Skellington.
Jack Skellington, yeah.
That's the one, yeah. A three-eyed Jack Skellington.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what I've been getting up to.
Oh, yeah?
Just slow and steady.
Slow and steady. That's
Yep.
it. That's all you got.
That's all I got. Yeah.
All right. I guess I'll be showing more because I wasn't here yesterday. Anyway, I was a little late the past couple of weeks with the community covers, and this time I did get it rather on time, sort of, sort of. This is very blinky. How come? There we go. This is, who is this? Buck. Buck, how many fingers up? And if that's really telling of my background as a child when I say that. What is this? This was the
C-17.
Global something.
Globemaster 3.
Oh, I was going to say Globetrotter, but it didn't look like a basketball player.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is actually a very cool build. I'm going to bring up the file that I have of his and see if I can. Oh, well, it's already there. What am I doing? It's already there.
The kit Buck had for that, the clear parts didn't come with the kit.
Yeah.
We shortchanged on the clear parts. Yeah.
Yeah. That was my kit. I pretty much gave it to him, less the shipping. He had to pay for the shipping, but I gave him that kit because I wouldn't have built it and I didn't know how to replicate the clear parts. But he's pretty impressive how his imagination did it, because I wouldn't have thought to do that. And it was just sitting on my shelf. I think I had it for 2 years at least.
I don't know. He's starting to take on what Randall's been doing, some rigging on aircraft. I don't know.
Yeah.
Before he loses hair like Randall has. But this is an awesome build, and he said he used a piece of styrene for the tarp. What is the meaning of the tarp?
Just to protect the parts during like sand or whatever. Just to
it's meant like in desert operations. A lot of times they'll cover the front of an aircraft with a tarp to prevent the blowing sand from sandblasting the windshield.
Oh, so the windshield stays clear.
Yes.
Oh,
Keeps the sun from beating in as much too.
Hmm.
So keep
I wish he had put something. I wish he had put something to show how big that plane actually is. It's
Yeah.
1/4 scale, and I would say the box had to be, well, the box had to be at least a foot long, which was the
Mhm.
full length of the fuselage. So that's a big plane.
there's some indication.
Yeah, the
that's
ladder,
Pepsi.
Yeah.
ladder.
Yeah, but some people do. There's some companies do 144 scale figures.
hmm
Mm,
It's
Well, I've
paint.
built a lot of 144th fighters, and they could fit in your hand from the tip of your middle finger and not reach your wrist.
Yeah.
That's the same scale as that, so that's an indicator. That thing is pretty big plane, pretty big kit.
It's he's done a great job on this.
Yeah.
That's why I'm zooming in on parts of it. Here, let's do this. He's got nice streaks and a lot of interesting streaks and a lot of wear on this particular build.
I like the way he's done it in scale, as it were, because if you apply the kind of weathering techniques to 144 scale build that you would apply to 72 or 48 or bigger,
Yeah.
it tends to look overdone. But I think he's nailed it there.
hmm
And he put it on a nice base for that. So, what's going on there, Jim?
What, Jim? Well, I'm still playing away with my wood strips, but yeah, that piece I had shaped yesterday is now been glued on, and it's getting there. It's getting there. I've got one more trace of planking to duplicate. This one is glued on here to go on this side. That brings up, and then I've got one more trace after that of this birch planking, and then I've got a plank of walnut to go on above that. Then that'll finish the hull part. Then we start working on some of the interior.
I suppose once you get the sides built up, the interior would be relatively easy.
It's not too bad. There's basically a there's like a floor to go in. I've got two fore and aft decks here that have to go on.
Hmm.
They're in walnut, so those have to be fitted and to go on, and so I have to trim down the what's left of the ribs, and then put the fore and aft deck on. Then there's a strip that goes along each gunnel side, which is this one. And it's actually the pockets where everything is stowed.
Hmm.
All the supplies that are all stowed on the side. So that's got to go in, and then start the floor planking have to
There's a lot
start.
of static. You all hear that?
Yeah, it's coming from Brian.
Brian?
Yeah, it's coming from Brian.
I'm going to mute you, Brian, unless you fix it. Okay, got it.
So yeah, so you got that the side panels to go on, then the floor decking,
Just picking up too much of the TV.
which is to go on. It's all cross decking, so it's open decking, so it's strips to go right along the floor. And that's what to go for that. But then there's this after that the seats go in, and then start when that's done, and then to start the rigging. Yes, there's rigging.
I was going to say, yeah, it sounds more like my department.
Yeah.
I take it it's kind of like the. I think some of them that didn't have like ropes hanging on the sides.
Yeah,
of it.
there's the loop ropes that all hang along the side. Yeah, they go. Wait. Yeah, there's hand loops. The loop ropes that go all the way along the side. They're meant for people that are in the water to keep that aren't in the boat, so that they can stay close to the boat.
Mm.
That's what they're for. And plus, there's a sail gig for it too, so that's got to be all put together.
Uh-huh.
Mast and sail.
A lot more to these boats than you think.
Yeah.
I mean, you think there's just like boats with sets of oars and somewhere for the passengers to sit, but there was a lot more to them.
There was a lot more to them. There was a lot more than what you think. You figure there's in the stern. There's all, well, it doesn't show it in the model, but there's actually there's a tin tank in the under the stern deck, which is filled with fresh water and stuff like that. Brian's
Brian, I just muted you because it's just getting too crazy. But if you want to unmute yourself, you can. Just go over your picture at the bottom there, and there's a down arrow, and you can probably do that, or the microphone at the top of your screen.
So, yeah, so there's a lot more detail in these things than just a basic rowboat, you might say.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Better than a rowboat.
A lot more involved into it than just a basic rowboat.
I think.
I
think it would have been easier if you'd done it out of paper.
Actually, a paper one probably would have been just as involved.
Oh, really? No, okay.
Yeah. When you figure how they got the kit's got water buckets. There's buckets, as well as there's life preservers to go on there. They're out of white metal on this, but they've all got to be painted. And well, there's some photo etch for this too, as well as the anchor. So there's still a bit of work to get done yet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. That it?
That's it.
Well, the Phil just filled up for a short time. He went to bed. Phil, of course, is in the UK, so it's probably way after midnight there. I hope he's doing well. And Ken Skiffington showed up, and as well as Bob, of course, you did. Buck even stopped by to say that he just got back from an impromptu trip to Fargo with his wife for Valentine's. Impromptu, come on. Nothing impromptu about that, mister. And he's a little bit wiped out from the drive, so he's not going to be joining us. And, of course, there's a young lady, Carla. Hello, Carla. And so my man, George, is here, too. He says he's finished with his move, and he's getting used to his new digs. Because there's quiet, he says. A perfect environment for modeling. Don't you all agree?
Yeah.
So, anyway, the next community cover is for the Facebook community. This is a truck by Samuel Vasquez. Just the fact that he had displayed it with pride. And quite frankly, I don't think any of my glass or mirrors look that good. I don't know. Maybe it's out of envy. I ain't green with envy, no less. This is a really nice build. This really is. Yeah. This is on the community cover, and got a nice view of the bed here. Let's see if we can get it a little closer up. I don't know if he's trying to make it wood, but certainly I like the fact that it's a different color than the truck. So and that's what it looks like on our Facebook community. Very nice. How you doing there, Brian? Can you unmute and see if it works now? How you doing?
Is it on?
Yep.
Yeah.
What were you hearing?
Kind of like somebody.
White noise hash.
You know how you have the old records, the LPs, and you just took the arms of it like this across the album, and
Uh-huh.
but more electronic sounding. Now it's static. Okay, that works.
Loose connection, loose wire.
It's possible.
Mm.
So have you?
I'm doing all right. I
Yeah,
just
you
posted.
busy too.
Yeah, I just posted the. I just finished that.
All right. What did you post?
Audio's gone.
Yeah, his audio's gone then. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can. I know you did post something pretty recent. Oh heck, where did it go? Why don't I just simply screen share so you can see how I navigate? No, there's David's DeLorean.
Yeah.
Oh, this is actually a pretty cool picture. It's just because it's a cool picture, not for any other reason. No, he has some cars here. That's actually pretty cool there. Bravo tank. What's that, Bob? An idea for a diorama? Oh, definitely.
Yeah. It's two ducks carrying a P-38 Lightning from ship to shore.
Oh,
They just got planks between the two ducks, and they got the plane sitting on the planks.
uh-huh.
Looks a little precarious, but yeah, if it works, it works.
It just looked really cool.
That's good stuff developing there on the MeWe. You know, this is actually pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's got it all lit.
Yeah,
I know he's got the dash lit and everything else too.
right. He certainly does. But yeah, 0.5 scale, it looks like. He's using the magnetic wire, so I'm not the only idiot. I don't know. I kind of like want to swear off of the magnetic wire, but I can't help but use it. Now, mainly because I've improved my handling of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not as, but the contacts are much better now that I know what to do. I try. Oh, here it is. Here's your car. That's a better picture there.
Yes. Am I on now?
Yeah, you're on.
Wonderful. I had to go to the laptop. That was the last. That wasn't my last build. My last build was the Eclipse from Fast and Furious. That was the previous one before that.
This looks like a caddy.
It is. It's I believe it's a 40, but it was designed so it's chopped and French taillights and headlights and all that stuff.
Oh, look at that! You got the nice top too.
Yeah.
Attached to the top. I like the metallic paint.
According to his notes on building that car, that roof folded. It didn't collapse like a regular convertible, but it folded. If you look at the kit top, you'll actually see two seams on it where somehow it folded up. I don't know. I don't think it's made to be shown as a
Kind of like a Crown
true
Vic.
convertible.
The Crown Vics did that too. That folded in half.
Yeah, and then they slid back into the trunk, I believe.
In the trunk, yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like you put a family of 5 in that trunk.
Yeah.
And the trunk nearly looks as big as the passenger cabin.
Seriously.
Yep.
That's a pretty build.
That color, it was one of Tester's one coat lacquers, and it almost came out to the true color of the real car. It was very close, just got a coincidence.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that Tester's one coat lacquer.
Yeah, I love it, except I don't like the fact that it all comes in metallic. Sometimes I don't want a metallic color, but I've had absolutely no problems with spraying it like I do with the regular enamels. It's the smell is a killer, but the way it comes out and finishes, and I'd say 3/4 of them have probably come out with a really nice gloss finish on it. They haven't needed a clear coat. The one I finished today,
the wet look clear they have for that is really makes them pop.
yeah. The one I finished today was the one coat lime ice, I believe it's called. And I had to hit that. That had a little bit of a rough finish to it, so I had to hit that with a little bit of future floor polish to give it a nice, smooth, shiny finish on it.
Mm-hmm.
But that one coat lacquer is really nice.
Is this what you were talking about?
Yeah, the Eclipse I just finished today. The other one is the Charger from the Fast and Furious, but I finished that a while back. I just figured it'd be cool to have the two of them pictured together.
Wow. Dude, nice cars. Two nice cars.
Thank you.
I like that. I went to your MeWe page. It's a Chevy. No?
No, it's a 60s. It's a Plymouth GTX, 67 or 69. I'm not sure. That was nice. That's one of my favorites. Just the way it finished with the black highlights on the rocker panels and the flat on the hood.
God, that trunk is huge.
Yeah, that's another one you could fit a bunch of good mafia car.
That's back in the day when we had studded snow tires, so you kept your winter tires or your summer tires in the trunk.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
And you had the other ones on the car.
Yeah, that's true. They were already on the rims, too. Wow.
That's all that wood grain is all hand painted. No
Nice.
decals there.
Wow.
But that's another one coat lacquer. That was I think that was Star Spangled Blue. I think that's the same color as that Trans Am that I did.
Yeah, for cars I use either the Tester's lacquer or I use the Dupa color perfect match color, depending on which one has the color I want. And I've never had a problem with either one of them.
See, and I think like now Jack's showing it, I see things I missed. I see that on this, I missed painting the door handles, but I probably got them afterwards. I always see something I missed after I take the pictures.
Oh yeah,
Always
never
happens.
lies.
Always happens.
And that shifter in there, the instructions was so bad. You can see that shifter is almost up to the top of the dashboard, which isn't right. That shifter was made for, without the console in use, to be the right height.
Yeah.
So I had to change that afterwards also after I took the pictures.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what did you say you're working on now?
Finished that Eclipse today.
Oh,
Matter of fact, I just posted the pictures about, I think it was like 5 or 7 that I posted the pictures up there. So, and I was going to post what my next build is, but MeWe's not letting me put pictures up there now. I don't know what the deal is, but I have the Revell 67 Camaro, and I have the 85 Oldsmobile show car that was the FX8 or
Darth
something
Vader
like
car.
that. Yeah, yeah. 2 in order.
I think you
Yeah, they
can
had that one
start.
in Hobby Lobby yesterday when I was in there.
But
They had that one in Hobby Lobby yesterday when I was in there, but I didn't buy it.
Hmm.
I got a different one instead.
So, what's going on your workbench, Bob?
Well, I just finished this little one here.
Nice.
Ooh, very nice.
58 Hustler Project Bullseye. Finished it yesterday, and then in that evening hangout we had yesterday, we decided, or I decided how I was going to do the base. I'll show here. I did it like a CRT screen for the radar bomb sight, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And then I've got the B-58 Hustler and the SAC decals on there. I haven't even had a chance to take pictures of it yet. This has the tester's wet look clear on it.
Looks good. Nice.
Mm.
Looks nice finish on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it. I put down AK Interactive's Extreme Metal Titanium, and then I thinned out zinc chromate by 20%, about 20% paint, 80% thinner, and sprayed it on to give it the green glowish tint to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then sealed it up, and then where is it at? Right, I don't know how well I'll show the camera. I put like the sweep for the radar and a little dot on there, marker on there. Eventually, I'll probably put a LED in there so that the little dot lights up. And the here, put it in here. Under pressure, under pressure. So that's what it was going to look like on the side.
Nice.
That looks nice.
That's certainly yes.
The only thing I don't have the pitot tube on there right now because it's so delicate. I don't want to break it off.
One of those last things to go on type thing.
Well, I made it so I could. It's not glued. I got a metal one,
Ah,
and I made it so that not going to glue it in, so
Yeah.
I can just kick it in and out. I got a little bit of tape on the end of it to keep it tight when I put it in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we had some acquisitions. Like I said yesterday, I was at Hobby Lobby. I went to pick up my new car, and I picked up another new car.
That's probably much more
Nine
affordable.
Camaro. Yeah.
Picked that up for giggles. Because it caught my eye. And then for the modeling community box stock build, which I'm hosting starting March 1st, I'm going to do this Tamiya Lamborghini Countach.
Mm.
And I bought this for the for October when we do the cancer awareness build. The 48 Ford convertible. The 2-in-1 kit. And last but not least, I pulled out the stash pile because I was looking for something just to build quick. While I'm on vacation for a couple more days, I got Monogram F16. I'm getting ready to start. Trying to decide if I want to do it wheels up or wheels down and what paint scheme I'm going to do on it. I'm kind of thinking I want to do that the Alaskan Arctic paint scheme and that
Mm-hmm.
the white and gray and I guess dark gray, light gray, dark gray, and white. Kind of think I'm going to do that with this one.
How fast do you go through a kit? I mean, then again, I'm slow.
It depends. This is a quick. Basically, I want what I call a quick kit. It's like it's a starter kit. It's like a skill level 2. It's only got about 40 parts to it. I could build it probably in about an hour and a half and take a day or so to paint it. I started this one September, October, somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
Car kits I can usually do, if I don't screw them up, in about 2 weeks. It all depends on how much time I have when I'm not at work. or how I feel when I get home from work. That's the big one. If I'm feeling wiped out when I come home from work, then all I seem to do is watch television for an hour and then go to bed. But if I'm in the mood, I can tear through them. I usually build about 1.5 a month is a good number. But last year was down because I had so much going on. I only had about 8 builds all year. Usually do about 14 to 16 a year. Maybe as high as 20.
It's one a month, basically. Well, maybe one every 3 weeks.
One every 3 weeks.
I think I'm doing well if I get 6 built in a year.
Well, yeah. You pick the big ones too, and I just mess around with the wiring. That's probably why we don't produce as much as Bob. But no, I mean you do good paint too. I don't know. I sometimes like when I started, I had to spend some time on
my timing. I started this one over a year ago.
Oh.
And it's still
sounds broken.
It's not put. I started painting the cockpit and putting the photo etch in the cockpit. That's as far as it went. And I just wasn't feeling it, and I put it back in the box, and that's where it's been ever since.
I think sometimes the photo etch does that to you.
Photo etch looks nice, but it seems like you're undoing so much of the model to put it in that it just can. Sometimes it doesn't seem worth it. But I should have pictures and video up on the B58 probably tomorrow. I'm gonna shoot them later. Shoot pictures and video later tonight. And then, yeah, on this one, like this F16 is a quick kit. I mean, the bottom is halfway done already. It's like 3 parts for the whole bottom.
Do you prime all your parts on the sprues?
Sometimes. Some of them I like to build part of them first. Like in the case of this, I'll probably build most of the fuselage. And then clean it and prime it.
I think that F16 and prototype colors was the first 48 scale kit I ever built.
And but some of them, I'll actually prime parts on the sprue. They're little parts I'll they're like
right.
As much of it I can do in one piece is whatever, like little things like these landing gear struts and that stuff will be almost pretty much completely painted on the sprue. And then I'll take them off and touch them up as I put them on. But I'm gonna have to. The reason I'm thinking about also going with the Arctic camouflage is these decals are in poor shape. The window trick might bleach them out enough to use, but I don't think so. They're pretty far gone. That's what I've got going on, other than putting a new battery in my car key fob and things like that. Shoveling snow. I did that earlier today, too. That's it.
That's it. That's what I say here. That's it, Fort Pitt. One of our members had a birthday just recently, Bob Bruce. He's one of the... I'm going to show you his ball for birthday. I couldn't think of it happened to a better person, Bruce. I particularly like the chocolates down here. So it's actually kind of funny because when I first saw this, it's like you had a birthday party and you had a little boy's table, and that's the tablecloth is Batman. I just think that's pretty cool. Happy birthday, Bob. This is I thought I had your. No, hold on a second. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to go. Oh, wait a minute. I did want to go to your page. Where are you? Because you had. Let's see. No. Why is it doing that? There you go. No, that's not what I wanted. I'm kind of lost. You had figures. Almost looked like a setup of Hummels. But it was the... No, maybe it wasn't on that. It was on... Ah, there it is. It was on the MiiWare. It looks like a bunch of Hummels. But no, in fact, it is not. It is
It's
throne.
the Jabba the Hutt throne room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Where's Leia? You got to have Leia. All right. I think you got to do some work there, Bob. Thanks for being the... Let's see. Hey, everyone. That's Ken from Models. Yeah, you're spoiled, Bob. Yeah, that's right. Ken from Ken's Model Shop showed up. Hi, Ken. And that's that, really. So now it's my turn. As you all probably know, I'm building the 1,000 scale Defiant. And I can't just do a snap kit and just build it and paint it. I have to open its guts out and put guts in. In other words, wiring. There's the nose. There's actually 2 LEDs there. Focus. One's the blue one for the array going in a front. And then there's like a fiber optic here too that shines backwards against the ship. And that is the top part. The shiny black stuff is the tulip to light block, and that's really going to be the strobes. And then there are nav lights on this, but they don't strobe. They're just very faintly glowing on either side there. And those white strips, underneath the white strips, is 2 LEDs each side to light up these portholes. And I had to reinforce these things with what do you call it? Dental acrylic. I use a lot of dental acrylic in this, unbelievably. So, and this is the bottom, and the amber light for the front facade. Focus. And then the back is the blue, which is a flat LED. The best dispersion I can get. And of course, this is the leads going for electric, and I'm using my phone connectors. The cordless phone battery connectors is what I'm using to connect everything up. I use it from the top and bottom between 2 halves. That's what I used on the NX-01. I used 3 of them on the NX-01, actually. I don't know why. It was just a bunch of afterthought. But this time, one of these leads are going to be a blinker strobes, and I'm going to be making the strobe circuit myself. Of course, it's all... See if I can pull down the gain on this. And here is the Bassards. This is a plastic piece. I had to cut the hole out on that little piece. That was very difficult. And I filled it with dental acrylic. And for the back side, I made a little walls to hold the dental acrylic. And it gets nice diffusion. It's going to look real nice. I did test it. It does look really cool. And this is the strobe circuit that I have on a board, but I'm going to be putting it on a perf board, solder it together, make it kind of imitate what Ralph does. I'm going to see if I can get a battery here and show you the strobe rate. Okay, turn over. It's hard to do this with one hand. That would be it. It's pretty slow. I don't know, would that do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks not bad.
Well, I have a whole bunch of them in that drawer up there that I've already pre-made. So at least I'm going to put that into the base. Since I have 3 leads on the battery battery plugs, I'm going to use one of them as for the stroke, and put the circuit in the base. But that's where I'm at. I've wired everything, and now I got to organize and get it all together. And I think I can probably do that over the course during the work week. I don't see that being a problem. I'll probably end up doing a final assembly next weekend and painting. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I hope to be doing next week, getting the final assembly. So that's what I'm doing. And I do want to do the whole series of 1,000 scale Star Trek models that are lit. I was telling Jim earlier that I was going to use maybe, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 plain white LEDs, and the clear parts will be just translucent painted, and just do it that way. But I chickened out. I wanted to tinker. But I did get another kit. Thank you, Walmart, for having these kits. I bought 2 of them, and I'm probably going to do the second one and see which one looks better. That's kind of what Lou is doing. He's got 2 350 Katingas that he's going to do differently between the 2, and I thought that's actually a good idea to light them in different ways and see what works best. So that's where I'm at, and I can't wait for the EVA pod. That's from Ken Model Shop, and he's also working on a 1/128 scale Seaview. He's working on the control room, so that's where everybody is at this Sunday. On the Sunday Hangout. I don't have very much more to talk about. Other than, you guys took care of the canopies yesterday. So, how was the show without me? I mean, I saw it. It was pretty, I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there.
No, to me, it worked out fine.
Yeah.
And he's Liam is actually a nice guy. He does very well doing that. So let us see what's going on in the community. I don't know. I just feel so disjointed. Oh yeah. This is the show the DeLorean that Dave was doing.
Yeah, you showed a couple pictures of it.
No, the one that was lit.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for lights. What can I say? He's even got the what do you call it,
the driving lights on, yeah, daylight markers.
Yeah, he's using that thin, ultra thin magnetic wire too, like me. I think we're both nuts. But no, you know something? When I first started doing this stuff, somebody just set a lot of vitriol against using that as wiring. And I got to admit, it does take a certain finesse to do it. and it does take a lot of practice to use it. It's not very easy to work with. It fights you every step of the way.
It's not very forgiving at all. No.
It tends to spring back quite a bit. You can't lay it in that. You can't put it somewhere and it just stays there. It has to like.
Yeah, you can't overbend it, and don't dare mark it with a knife or anything like that because it'll guarantee it'll break.
Yeah, it was not thin. Well, I burn off the. I have a cigarette lighter that I burn the insulation off, and then I used to just let the 900-degree solder iron do the rest. But I found that it has a heck of a time sticking, the solder sticking onto the wire if there's residue on it. I've tried everything. I even started using vinegar, white vinegar, to corrode it so that I can use it. But if you corrode it, it weakens it even further. But so what I ended up doing is I get a piece of 400 or 600 grit. This is, I think, 600 grit sandpaper.
Yeah.
Putting a square, a small square, rectangle, more like it, and folding it in half. And just putting it between the two sides and just pulling it through gently and just sand off the ends.
Yeah,
And,
they do make a stripper for that wire, but it's probably harder to find now than it used to be. But yeah, but there was a stripper made for it.
I find if you do sandpaper would work too. If you just don't get heavy-handed with it, you could use sandpaper to take care of that. I had a whole bunch of those little pieces of sandpaper here. And once you see the nice coppery, shiny color, time to stop, time to use it. And it works. That seems to work really well as a sandpaper. So, Dave, if you're watching, use sandpaper. Go nuts. But it's a great wire to use because it takes up so little space. It can get into the tightest. If you're doing a 25 scale model
Then
kit,
even the dry machine, it's got so many wires running through it anyway that you could get away with using a lot bigger wire if you wanted.
oh, if it was a bigger
everywhere.
350, yeah. I mean, I have telephone wire. I bought a spool of like 1,000 feet of the telephone wire. It has 6 leads in it.
Yeah,
It's solid copper.
but 24 gauge. Yeah.
I think it's a 24, yeah. And for bigger builds, yeah. For maybe, I still ended up using the magnetic wire, my NX01, only out of habit. I don't know why I did that I think the reason is because the telephone wire, I have to pull off the main jacket. And there's black, yellow, red, white, blue, green, I think are the colors. And I'll tell you what, it gets kind of weird whenever you have a length, say you got a length of it, I don't know, a couple yards. The black and red you would use because that's typically what you would use to lead the wire between a negative and positive terminal.
Yeah.
If you run out of it, you can always substitute. And you always want to try the hot colors for the hot side, like the red, yellow, and white. For the ground, you use black, blue, and green. So.
Yeah, I always buy this stuff too for.
Oh yeah.
For that.
Oh yeah, this just takes a lot to pull it off the jacket. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, the A conductor. Yeah.
Yeah. What is that exactly? That's telephone wire too?
Yeah, that's interface wire. Yeah, 8 conductor, Belden 8 conductor. 4 wires, 24 gauge. So it's 8 different colors.
8. You have 8. I have 6
Yeah.
on mine. Yeah. So you got to keep those organized. In fact, when I did the NX01, I even had an index card written and taped in front of me so I don't get the leads mixed up. It worked. But that stuff is pretty cheap because
yeah.
Let's go do this. Wire, I got. Oh, the curly stuff. I guess I'm not hitting it. Oh, except for maybe this. Yeah. Wow, this is actually pretty.
That's a commercial grade spool. Yeah.
Yeah, certainly is.
It's a 4 conductor, I think. Is it 4?
It looks like it's 4. Yeah, I think. Well, this is a larger gauge. This is 16 gauge.
That's 16 gauge. Yeah. Heavy punch down wire. Yeah.
So why don't we do it this way? Spool of what? 20? Was it 24?
Yeah. 24 gauge. Yeah.
A solid. Well, I had to hunt for mine. I guess it's not so easy to find.
I just go to my electronic supplier and I can get it off the spool. But I mean, but yeah,
looks like this is just one lead.
that's German silver wire. If you're doing jewelry, yeah, it's fine.
I don't know if it's 60. It can't be 24. I'm at 26. Well, I guess you'd have to kind of hunt around for what you and I have gotten.
Yeah.
I just got a roll of ribbon wire.
But yeah, ribbon wire would work too, very much so. But it was really cheap. As I remember, it was really, really inexpensive. And I got like 1,000 foot for like about $15. You know, it was. I think the copper in it's worth more. But who's going to spend the time taking off all the insulation? But certainly you can get not telephone, doorbell wire. You can get at Home Depot. It only comes 2 leads, red and white. But this is thinner gauge.
But you can get the multi-conductor at Home Depot too. It's as intercom wire. Sometimes it's sold as.
Oh.
Jack's just frozen.
Intercom. Hello.
Hello, you're back.
I'm back. Okay. I was just looking up the. Aha! 12 pair. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just go on here.
6 pair. 25 meters. Yeah.
12 core doesn't say how big the individual leads are.
I thought it did, but yeah.
Two-thirds of a roll of 6 wire. I guess this is similar to what I got.
Yeah.
Look at that. There you go. But this is actually a pretty big gauge.
Yeah, that's a higher gauge, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
206 conductor. It's not saying what its gauge is. Oh, hold it. What's the 24 gauge?
24.
Yeah.
All right, mine's thinner than that then. Mine has to be a 26 or a 28. Look at that name. We don't see that
Radio
name.
Shack. Yeah, that's ancient history.
Collector's item.
$14.99. I'm surprised it was that cheap. I expected it to be $50.
100-foot roll. Yeah.
That's a 100-foot roll. though. Yeah.
Probably was bought forever and a day ago.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm gonna regret about Radio Shack being gone. I don't know where else to get my my 22 gauge Rosin solder from. I've never seen it from anybody else.
Yeah.
22 gauge solder.
Yeah.
Yeah, electronic supply. You'll
I
get,
get mine from eBay.
yeah, you can find it from any electronic supply, or you get it from eBay or Amazon.
This is what I get from eBay.
Yeah.
This is a huge roll. This is going to take forever for me to use. Now, I bought this a while ago.
This is a lot finer. It's 22 thousandths
Yeah.
thickness.
Oh,
You don't have to worry about for light work. It melt. You know, there's not no mass. There's less mass, and you melt it quicker. It's up to 10. You don't have to worry about like using SMDs.
Yeah. Whatever you do, don't buy that lead-free junk.
Oh no.
That stuff's terrible. Won't flow worth beans.
4060 is it?
This is actually 230 silver bearing.
Mine's probably in that.
It's also the perfect size for using for spark plug wires in building cars.
Okay, so I got this going on here. They're saying something finer than this.
Yeah, that's 50 thousandths. What I have is about half that thick. I have 22 thousandths.
2000, so half of that.
Yep.
This one says this is
0.22.
the stuff I use like 0.75 diameter.
Is it 22?
0.22, yeah, is what I use.
Oh, okay. Oh, come on. This is a 0.3.
I may have to go to that because it's, yeah, but that's the same type thing, yeah. And I do like having the silver in it too, so I should be able to find it.
Yeah, it's easy. Well, I remember getting this, and I thought, well, I'm gonna bite the bullet and buy it. I thought it was a little on the pricier side, but there's a lot on here. This is
Problem is a spool, even a spool this size lasts you like almost a lifetime, unless you're doing tons and tons of work.
So I use more of it for spark plug wires on cars than I actually do with soldering. But
oh, okay. Okay, but that's how easy it is to.
But yeah, I bought that at Radio Shack right before they closed down.
They're all now here. They're all Sprint stores. Anyway, that's
plug wires. I use it's like a 24 gauge, I think it is. It's really deep and there's a lot. I guess I've always been afraid of using the solder with any that might be corrosive towards the. Never knew.
Well, it depends. You don't want to use acid core solder. You want rosin core solder. Acid core solders for soldering like copper, like metals together, but not for wiring because it's corrosive. I could use acid core for plumbing and that, but not for wiring.
Yeah.
It has to be acid for plumbing because of its corrosive nature.
Because it cleans the joint. Yeah.
Yeah, it has to do some of that to actually work. Yeah, yeah. For electronics, you don't need to do that for sure. So anyway, I'm really getting the itch to do something. You know, I have you to thank. I don't know who to thank for this. Whose idea was to do a wood build last year, but I'm getting the hankering of doing something scratch built
Yeah.
of balsa. I have found again. I'll share, and this is I'm not being paid by these people, so don't think for a minute that I'm endorsing them for any kind of pay. But this is Save Sellers. This is where I get my LEDs. They're in China, and they just were offline for the Chinese holiday. This is where I get my LEDs from. And they got all kinds of stuff going on here, and all kinds of LEDs, all different configurations, colors, and wired, pre-wired ones. The only thing they don't have hardly any is SMDs. I like to see them do more in the form of SMDs. I did find a seller for fiber optic stores. Look at my fiber optics.
Yeah.
HDA Model Works is a good source if you want pre-wired SMDs. He's got them down to the 0402s, which are like microscopic.
Oh, you know what? I thought I had.
I can't believe how anyone actually solder those things.
I've not patronized this guy yet, or this person, but I am going to buy my. They got all kinds of things going on here. They got the balsa and they got the basswood, and all different configurations. So when I get around to, you know, buying something from them, I'll let you all know what the experience is like, because their prices are really good. Just as an example here, 1/16 by 2 by 36. 10 of them. $16. That's like $1. What, $1.30 each?
Yeah.
36 inches long. That's not bad. You get a hobby store like you get a Michael's, you can pay a lot more than that. But I will do that. And that somehow I feel like I need to do a video on, but that would, you know, I don't have enough time to model as it is. And when you put the element of video on there, it just takes like again. Here's this snap kit. I could have put it together in an hour, painted it for enough, just like you, Bob. I could just crank it out, and I just the box says clear parts. You can light it. So should have told me that on the box. I wouldn't have lit it. Maybe. But I've spent now at least 3 weeks on this. At least 3 weeks on this. Now, if I put in the element of balsa wood, and I'd have to make up my own plans. I'm thinking of doing a big X-wing out of balsa.
Yeah.
And use the technique of a torsion board for the wings. Does that make sense?
Torsion board?
Torsion. Let's see. Torsion. Spring. No. You know those Luan doors that are hollow, but they've got the stuff inside, the lightweight stuff inside to make the two Luan sides like rigid.
Make them rigid. Oh, yeah. You mean you put a spar down through the center, support spar.
That was that woodworking channel I was watching like a year ago. He did it a couple times on like some furniture that he was building, and it's like a honeycomb. Yes, George, it's like a honeycomb. You would make a like a honeycomb sort of thing, like if you had the loo on, and well, here's a good example. The shelving that are floating shelving that you put on a wall.
Yeah.
Those are like two pieces of thin board, and inside is like a frame that's skinned, and then you have a recess in the back of it that you put up a piece of maybe 1x1 or 2x2 on the wall, and the shelf just slips right on it.
Yeah.
And the interior of the shelf is much like that too. It's like this. It's a hollow thing, but it's held together with a frame of some sort.
It's a
And
pocket
if it's big
shelf.
enough, they
Yeah.
make a honeycomb configuration, and that makes it much stronger. And I don't know what that a torsion is. I think is what it's called. I don't know. What's a wood frame inside of a hollow door called? Door like. Okay, come up with something here. All the ads are coming up. Model railroader, oddly enough. What is the wooden frame inside a hollow core door like? Is a question. You know, or I should share this. Boy, we're getting off the subject of scale modeling.
Well, model railroaders use hollow core doors for their bench work a lot of times.
Oh, that's a corrugated separate, but yeah, that's like a lot of hollow doors. Got corrugated, but with corrugated cardboard in the center to keep the surface strong.
Collapsing in.
Yeah.
Yeah, a hollow core door is nothing than a collection of thin wood strips and a whole bunch of cardboard. Take it from a firefighter that's busted through a bunch of them. Most of the time, the frame is made of 1x1s or 1x2s, with a space in the middle taken up by folded cardboard strips or solid cardboard blocks. And he happens to hate those things.
Yeah.
On a very few occasions, I've come across hollow doors filled with expanded foam. I hope these are extremely rare in that the foam gives out extremely toxic gases in a fire and can be a worse fire hazard than cardboard filler door. But there's a name for that technique, and I'm not sure what that is, what that's called. But because the reason I would do it that way is because of leading wire. You would need something hollow to lead wire.
Yeah.
But anyway, making a wing that way.
You put a spar in there, the spar could be hollow, and you can run your wires through that.
True. True.
Spar could be aluminum tubing or brass tubing or or plastic tubing or whatever you want it to be. It's going to help support the weight, and it'll give you a tube to.
It also helps keep things from warping, because if you get like a board or even a solid door, it could warp, and many solid doors have warped. Bad.
What?
Did you hear that?
To hear what?
Yeah.
You didn't hear it.
RC airplanes, they use carbon fiber rods, but you wouldn't need that for static model.
Right. But that would be something interesting to, again, tinker around with. Anyway, that's our story today for the Sunday Hangout. I'd like to wrap it up. And for the next couple of weeks, you guys got to get something done. I got to get something done, too. And again, I've been out of it for a whole day. That was yesterday. Thank you, everybody from the Heath even showed up in the live chat, as well as Phil. He went to bed early. Carla, thank you for stopping by, too, if you're still with us. Ken Stiffington, thank you. And also Ken from Ken's Model Shop is here, too. And George, of course, George. Thanks, George. Bob Bruce had come by too, and they're just having a chat about. Okay, what's this? Check out the HDA Model Works. He has everything from lighting up models. Great site. Yeah, I did see his site. He does have a lot of things to go through. I would go there. Maybe I will go there at some point. Also, thank you, Bob, for stopping by too. Being that you work retail, it's unusual to see you on a Sunday night. But thank you for spending
vacation.
They're on vacation again. Boy, they give you a lot of vacation there. He didn't have anything to say to that. Thanks, Brian, for stopping by too. And your cars are great. Keep it up. And also, James, yeah, the Titanic is in need for those lifeboats. You better get one done quick enough. And thank you, Randall, for sharing your discovery with us as well. And you're welcome, George. George is setting up his work area. So if y'all want to help him, give him advice, go to George. So anyway, this is your host for the Amazing Scale Modelers Hangout. We'll see you in 2 weeks. That will be, oh my gosh, it'll be March. No kidding, March 2nd and March 3rd for the Sunday Hangout, exactly 2 weeks. And keep in mind that the Google Plus community is shutting down on the 28th. And this will be the last I'm going to mention of it. And as of the 2nd of March, it's history. It will be a memory. And also, I did mention on the live hangout as well as here. I mean, not the live hangout, the live chat as well as here. If you want to get your new shop card, just send me your snail mail to scratchandjackmodels@gmail.com. I'll be sure to get one out to you. I'm thinking of get them printed in March-ish. Because after all, the Google Plus community will no longer exist. And of course, the current shop card, again, if you don't know what one is, it's like a little postcard.
Be a little out of date, yeah.
And if you want to take your pictures with your models with it, great. If you want to put it up over your bench, great. Or you can burn it if you want to. And it's all at my expense. It'll be free. As a thank you for all of you who participate in the communities and the Hangouts. Until then, happy modeling, everyone. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Right.